welcome to the stream, everybody. It is another beautiful day in this goddamn of existence. Every single word I was gonna say just escaped my vocabulary. I was gonna say place, I was gonna say planet, but yeah, didn't really end well. I had a plan today to basically, I was gonna try and stream all day. I was gonna start the stream like 2 p.m., but I was hit by a horrible curse called being too sleepy. And it took me a while for me to be able to get out of bed and to just be able to do stuff in general. But here I am, and we're gonna play some Phoenix Wright. I'm just do something here real quick before I get started. Ready to do it. Oh, it's been a while. So yeah, today is another. Oh, don't tell me you. Okay, I have to open the game again because it's one of those games that if you don't start with the controller connected, it doesn't count or it doesn't detect that you're using a controller. The weird with Kirk. Or not, or just the controller is not working. There, it worked now. Okay, let me stop the music here real quick and let me go to the main screen. Should pop in any second now, and there we go. I need to start numbering the episodes. I should do that. Make it a little bit easier for people to see to watch. At least put which episode or which case it is and part. So I can do that easily. Maybe after the stream, just a little bit of a playlist editing. If you do want to watch the previous streams, they are up on YouTube. There is a playlist that I have set up, and I'll make sure that they are properly named. For now, they just have the stream name, but for now, all right. Let me. Trial. Alright, yeah, we stopped right at the trial, remember? I did an investigation. I need to remember a little bit. I forgot to read that. For now, we only have the ring, which I assume is from Trialo to Regina. This case is just like a shitload of weird folk. Not because they're from the circus, but because it's like, sure, it's Trialo the puppet, but it's a 31-year man and a 21-year man asking for the marriage of a 16-year-old. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, I won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. I can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is this time, Max? Why don't you try flying to the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. December 29, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. And now the case of one... What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. My phone is activating for some reason. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant names is Billy Bob Jones. So, well, isn't the defendant known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. Sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Ms. Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you win this one, Mr. Phoenix, right? Eh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? You must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilk. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to use at anything. Your dad is in jail. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it will bring her dad back. There. Opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well, you may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Cumshoe. Get up here, now! Oh, the poor guy. Sorry to keep you from work, as I am sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the event in question. At your service, sir. All right, detective. You may proceed with your testimony. Details of the event. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathering the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, that is a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Time of death, 10:15, blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Well, we're gonna press this man for everything. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. Snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. Snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more into this. Hey, what's the matter, Nick? Let me take a look at the court records. Maybe it's the steps? The gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, band of ventriloquists, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactic, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regina the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? I was investigating yesterday. He happened to snatch my wrist wrench. Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after the proceedings. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent. Give me a second. Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. The band of ventriloquists went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what we're talking about, would you? Seems we were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Do something here real quick. Murder itself took place in the plaza. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. I got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. But I have Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? This is wooden box. I want to know about the wooden box. We haven't seen anything about it yet. That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Look, you say. There we go. This may be my only chance. So I might as well ask some questions. I'm more curious about the box lock, so... Maybe they managed to open it? Do you mind telling me what was inside the box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Well, on board was it locked away, locked in that big box. There's only one little bottle in a huge box. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Maybe it's one of those boxes with secret compartments. According to an autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? Done your homework, pal. You haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. I would think so, especially since you didn't find it in the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Oh, no. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. Guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. I mean, all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper. Sorry. Now that I have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know about wrapped up. It has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Van Cormer, call your next witness. I'd like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record. Full name is Ventriloquist. I am employed as an operatic tenant. Excuse me. The witness called the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. You must be cutting off your secretion. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The word of the Lord, society and daring, guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge, dressed up like a woman. He's very Italian. Well, what do you think? They had a good rhythm. Just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you have some sense to fix it. So are we on to put you in the face? On the chance swelling would... oh my god. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know what your nose is you know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their mind. What's going on here? Order! I don't meant to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. About you won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. Oh my god. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown. Once he got to the lodging house, they ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. There was only one heading that way. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. That's the most vague thing ever. You saw Maximilian Galacta heading towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without doubt. He had his silk hat, cloaks, and the dumb white roses. No, that's not what I want. It's white roses, right? But that's also not what I want. It's this. Yeah, white roses. How can you mistake someone that crazy get up and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, just a word with him. Couldn't that mean the clown committed a crime? It's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Where's that? Here's absolute proof. A silk. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was a murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Oh, okay. I guess she's the boss again today. What you witnessed. Once Brex was over... Wow, you were talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old part. It's so pathetic I can't stand it. Just a little bit of exercise. His makeup is running all over the place. Once Brex was over, it was 9/10 almost of the way to nearly over for good. Poor guy. He didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy is ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Why the plaza entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Then thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea.
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. And I'm a good funker. At least my teacher always said I was. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup. Get the wax out of your ears. Liar nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort in preparing your questions. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person who had that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense. It makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something I missed here? It's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? We only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? What else do you suppose this witness could have seen? Well, the victim. The guy. There's a little dude here. There's a little fella. That's the victim. That's correct. If Trill was at the entrance of the plaza, you should have seen the ringmaster as well. Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Objection, Your Honor. I plead Aurora Borealis. Exactly. Anyone with a sense could have figured out that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant? Unlikely story. Maximilian Galacta was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room. Why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Let's see. It seems that at this stage, I have no reason to doubt this witness testimony. Horrible, yes. Look, at this time of day, at this time of year, localized entirely inside in the courtroom, there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. Is right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Phil wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter lover triangle with Regina. Can I see it? Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah. Damn it. Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Once Max was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean the clown. Okay. We haven't pressed this one yet. This is the last one we need to press. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would be around... Hey, what time is it? Huh? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m. I think. Breakfast ended at 10 p.m. So you hung around the lodge in your house the entire time. I guess that sounds about right. Welcome, Max. Max met a boulder overhead. We get it. Yeah. Honestly, this whole case just makes me want to start hitting people in the head with bottles, to be honest. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will shut up, you big-nosed dope! Why are you telling him anything extra? I mean... I don't mind shooting Ben... that wants to marry Regina. 16 years old, and he's 31 years old. I think I talked about this like 7 times already, and I'm gonna keep talking about it. Why can't you just believe that we just stand outside that weather? Well, maybe we're waiting for someone. What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Objection!
It's a Phoenix Wright. We can do without your off-handed fury.
Objection!
But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something. Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? I mean, there's only one fucking person. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Ah! You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. What guy was I waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget. Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff. He's right. Huh? Alright. There's obviously a reason. Okay, one, Trilogy should be telling Ben not to keep private information in a court of law. That's harboring of information. Second, why is Ben even here? He's a puppet. It should have been confiscated. I mean, yeah, you're right. But we did cross-examine a parrot. I think at one point, I think after the parrot cross-examination, it's just all out the window, you know? I feel like if you want to do like a more inward analysis of why it's like that, I feel like because of the whole get up on how the courts work, they want to show, you know? Because it's like, oh, you only have 3 days to solve any case. You have 3 days of court. After the 3rd day, you're guilty. So it's like, you know those TV shows about, like, we see the judges? You know what point is... Oh, no, yeah. It's like, you got to remember that it's also we are also dealing with Avon Karma. Avon Karma is their most used trick is telling their witness, "Don't talk about this, or I will shoot you," or something. You know, like it's just a little Von Karma special. You know, it's it's a this oh god wait oh no, this game is just I need to watch the lawyer's reaction. There's like a YouTube video about lawyers react to Phoenix Wright, and I need to see it. I need to understand. I need to know how out of left field this game actually is because it's you can easily guess. Like let me move the chat box here real quick, just so it's in a little better place. There, here's a little bit better. Maybe here. I don't know. Here. I have you guys close to me. Joseph Francisca Bullen or like father and daughter. After all, yeah, Francisca will do a little bit of maturing and growing up. Like it's one of those cases like her dad was the best of the best, her brother was the best of the best, and they both got defeated by the same guy. Also, thank you for the follow. A quick heads up: we also are streaming on YouTube. If you prefer on YouTube, or if you want to watch, I basically record and save all the streams on a little neat playlist for Phoenix right there. But Francisca is like a very interesting character to me. Yeah, she will get the I think she will get the equivalent of a little bullet on her shoulder, but it's a little bit more of like an emotional bullet because it's Phoenix Wright. She's dealing with the Phoenix. She's dealing with Wright. Like that guy. Him and his very very romantic relationship with oh god, I forgot the name of the other guy. Oh, whatever. Let's continue. I know I'm probably gonna get killed for saying this. The suit you gave looks similar to Michael after suits. I like the purple and orange of oh, thank you. It's I'm not gonna lie, I did took a little bit of inspiration from Michael Afton. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be killed because I do really like Five Nights at Freddy. I do like Five Nights at Freddy a lot. And yeah, the orange suits well. Although I have been chronically addicted to the Yellow King, I started reading the book, and I might go for a little bit more of a yellow motif. Nightmare is my favorite animatronic. Nightmares are very good animatronics. Yeah, I think my favorite animatronic. It's a little bit between the originals, and in the originals, I think Foxy and Bonnie take the lead. Freddy is always gonna be good. Freddy is always gonna be like top notch because it's Freddy. You know, Five Nights at Freddy and all that. But I do like Foxy and all the Foxy like types. Yeah, let's solve crimes. Phoenix Wright, Five Nights at Freddy, crossover when? I want to cross-examine Belora because her minigame is shit. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
Objection!
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than ow! There is absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright, I'll spew the beans for real this time. True, I was waiting for Regina. Penny, don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, that was the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you, or were you not, waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house. I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think the humans have a monopoly on marriage? But the matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at the horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Didn't a guy marry, like, a virtual girlfriend or something? The idea of people marrying inanimate objects is not something new. I think a lot of people did that already. I'd be so surprised I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. Kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her. So I still got it in my pocket. No, you don't. It's with me, actually. We were going to propose you a puppet. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. Yes, you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her to judge. Jesus fucking Christ, Judge, please, not you two. We're gonna put you in the machine, dog. We exactly. Not his honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. What was with that sigh at the end? Well, I'm gonna press him, but I think the correct thing to do, I gotta be careful here not to present it, is that we have the ring, where it has his initial, right? So maybe we need to present it to, I have it in my pocket right now, but let's press him for some extra stuff. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina. Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it. That's the truth. I even had something given to me. What was it exactly that you had, you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was gonna give to her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear it. It's an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisco's whip looks like it's about to lash out at the most enemy. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone for a long time. Fuck it. I don't care. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever... Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short. We're going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise our testimony, specifically about engagement? I'd like to stick to the facts, not sociology. Sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for the man in the black bathrobe. Plan to give an engagement ring to Regina. An engagement ring? Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's gonna love it. Just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something that can catch him on. I kept it in my pocket. Hey, Kels is streaming. I'm gonna do a quick shout out to my friend Kels. Get her Twitch handle real quick. Kels A. Oh, didn't work. Because it's shout out. There we go. There. A little shout out to Kels, a little friend of mine. Go go give her some love. She has like a fishing minigame you can redeem using your channel points with her. I'm gonna leave her stream open here for a second. I need to just get some volume and mute. There we go. Back to Phoenix Wright. This pocket was the ring in. Mine, of course. What a stupid question. Gotta be kidding me. Big banker pull that off. I'm sorry. Really. You don't have to apologize for that. Isn't the one who should be apologized? Really? First, I also had in my pocket a 9. It was a present for her. So he went to the lodging house to give it to her. That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that Upja's knob kept getting in the way. Upja's knob? They couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactic. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. But what about this present? In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. So I feel like here's the moment where I think like we needed to establish the ring, and now we present it.
Objection!
Frillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh, looks like you're going to double team me now. You organize this ring? Oh, that's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said. Again, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it? Oh my god! Why then do I have it right here? What is going on here? That's... Say something. Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room where they put money like a people? That cutie monkey is gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quest, I would prefer you to avoid slandering innocent fiats in my court. What the hell is a fiat? Why honor money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well done. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny thing. Quillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time. You know, that night. The night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might be able to say that. Or you might have it could have been taken around that time. Yo! But what would you? Oh, whatever. There's nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Alright, Mr. Trillo Quest. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring, snatching Monkey's money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? So this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben testimony has a flaw. I almost want to pick the wrong options, but I don't want to get myself in a position where I don't have enough, like, HP. There is a huge contradiction in this witness testimony. Prediction? The witnesses testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the Monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Objection!
I didn't even get to read that. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Objection!
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare he? I wouldn't lie just to get the dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthful his life. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw that. I've told you so many times you think you know my history not changed. You already changed your story, stick boy. And I'm sure it would change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Mike. That's why I have to keep after him. Yeah. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactic at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone writing those 3 ridiculous symbols. I don't think he did, because they had a fight. Why would he say hello to the guy who decked him in the head with a bottle? So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max. That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring, and he went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose, 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Let's push him on everything. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. It means you probably would have noticed if someone else showed up. Just think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. F-O-U-R, counting benefits. With that many eyes, I really think something would have split to bite me. 4 eyes is an awfully lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, Trilogy is even more dangerous to our case than Trilogy. That doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Oh, sorry, I had to press it. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night. Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. Guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that the practice finished. You already know that the practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. You already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw it. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed. What time was it? What time was it? Let me think about it for a second. Yo, I'm no good at math. It was 10:10 p.m. Oh yes, that sounds about right. Sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I would say good night to someone at night. What the? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night. Oh, I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the court. Possible. A performer lives and breathes his performance. You should know that. There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testing. Trillo's evening reading. Is that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nicer? Strike me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How it is strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers. Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand. Yow, that hurt. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. Then how do I go about proving that with evidence? Bluff is everything in this world. But I'm sure you already learned that. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. Okay, so I think we present this.
Objection!
Yeah, we got it right. Trillo, it's not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most. Disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clunked over their head. That morning, Ben got clubbed over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is, on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There is absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There is no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Objection!
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? He didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, it's just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Will you explain your theory about the witness actually saw that night? I don't think he saw the defendant. Max was inside. He did saw someone. I believe that. He saw someone. I think it was someone wearing Max clothes. I think he saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. But just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? Correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. But what? If we had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactic. This is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world you... The defense kindly explained what was Trillo saw that evening. That I don't know. I mean, there was only one person. The clown was sleeping, Regina hasn't arrived. That we don't have the profile of the other guy. Monkey appeared later. Max was inside the room. So it was Russell. Consider the ill temper of the witness. There is only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. Judge, we're gonna kill you. We're just gonna straight up kill you. No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. I suppose you got a point there. It was Russell Barry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Barry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Barry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? Go. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. What? Order! Order! How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was opposite Maximilian Galactic. Just send a message real quick. Wrong copy link. There we go. I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Sir Quiz obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that area. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or it was the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's three symbols. Alright, just getting out. Come on. Gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now. Yeah! Yes, we know. A silk hat, cloak, and white robe.
Objection!
A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has aimlessly repeated that he saw Max's three symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactic? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Barry. What? I want to check something here real quick. I want to see how big this case is, because I think I'll try and finish this case today. I think it's only 2 days of trial, so yeah. Miss Von Carter, you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant. Well, that's the case, and it's impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix, right? What do you mean by that? Check something out. Oh, reload the player. Open this. Mute this. Sorry, give me just a second. Also let me fix this real quick. There we go. Gotta do it. Immediately establish one thing from this witness. Establish that this witness saw one person deposited. I applaud you on your effort. But who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question. An evidence that clearly establishes one thing, that there is no other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare the next witness. Court is now in recess. To be continued. December 29, 11:54 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 5. So, sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near a crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Oh, that was... Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Mac's costumes, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means... It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulous impossible possibility. Hehe, well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? Think about it. All they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Oh, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president. I have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting... this mystery just keeps getting deeper. That's what she said. December 29, 12:06 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Hello, everyone is back. Let's get started. The court is now back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well, I will now call my next witness. Beautiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did you just call him Beautiful Clown? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. In the West Cornfield, born and raised. Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why is he speaking in autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in a court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. It's easy to see your occupation. Please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay. Hello there, Anagito. I hope you're having a good one. I'm doing quite okay. Okay. How about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? Senior Joker over here. Like Joker like Clown, or Joker like Persona 5, or Joker like Balatro? What was that one? But a couple of clowns were up to no good. Your name? Lawrence Quarles, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene, nothing stopped from being every single one. A Balatro Joker that makes jokes every time that you trigger it, which is themed around Persona 5. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct? Yes. Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to where I saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian rock without the humor, please. Okay. They're muting my man. Go to your settings, scroll down, and choose high. Give me a second. Game settings. High, like this. Does that make it easier to read? Oh, poor Mo. Can be his normal stooge self. Oh, that's a good point. I left the text box not very not transparent, mostly because I imagine it would be better for some people to read in case they wanted to. I am reading them, but I don't know. Maybe someone wants to read them too. Oh, poor Mo. Can be his normal stooge self in court. Yeah, they're castrating my man. Let Mo tell his jokes. I know, I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applauses. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. And hey, it's super legible. Yeah, it's not that bad. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can make people laugh. I'm almost useless, but I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for you today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I've decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone. What do you think of me? How am I doing? I've... Mo, you're a little bit too relatable, Mo. I don't like that. Um, aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness? Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. It's gonna be Gumshoe. It's 100% gonna be Gumshoe. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait. Also, my name is Lawrence Curls. More Curls and Lawrence. You know, like the true stooges. I didn't notice that. I know that Phoenix Wright does a lot of like jokes about the characters. For example, like Benjamin Woodman and his puppet Trilo Quest. It's Dick Gumshoe, which is a true word for like detective. Uh, I don't know if Regina Barry has a joke on it. Russell Barry feels very familiar. Poor Gumshoe. There, yep, there we go. Regina just means queen. Oh, Regina, queen. All right, that makes sense. As a Crusader Kings 3 player, I should have known that. However, I didn't. Now that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Queenberry. Night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. I have no idea how tired I was that night. I was spooked. I thought to go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max. He was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them. And all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. It's very interesting. This way witness account is to be believed. I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. I most likely has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding it. that must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, who's speaking to the defense cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Nick, we gotta find some kind of contradiction in this testimony. Maya comes from her Japanese name, Mayo, and Faye comes from Morgan Le Fay, a witch from British culture, the power to bring back the dead. Megan, I have one question to ask you, especially based on your nickname. Are you a fan of Fate Grand Order? I'm asking this as someone who was in the trenches and played Fate Grand Order back in the day. You know that, Mr. Wright, Your Honor. I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you're not going to engage into no, it is actually an inside joke about another visual novel. Oh, another visual novel about Morgan Le Fay. That's interesting. That's really interesting because I think Morgan is in Fate, but I think it's been a year since I've touched Fate, especially Fate Grand Order. The only gacha I've been playing right now is Nike, because I only have the patience for one gacha. Maybe I'll start a Limbus company. A friend of mine really wants me to play Limbus, and I'm willing to give it a try because Project Moon stuff is interesting. I've enjoyed playing Lobotomy Corporation, for example. I understand, Your Honor. Because this comes straight from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. What we witness. Okay, so usually I press for everything, but I guess we have to be careful. I'm gonna do it. Wait, cheeky save here. You'd say the practice wrap up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's that thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Funny enough, either Manfred or von Karmer was the name of a pilot who got shot on the shoulder. That's actually very interesting, considering. That's actually very interesting. There is also one of the guys in the first cases, not the tutorial case, the actual first case. The red guy. His name is like Red Blue, and he wears like pink, and his company also is named after a color, I think. I like that every character has like a little history behind their name. I remember finding a website that had like a little fact about that, and I also remember that Red had something to do with the way his name was written in Japanese. Red, white, blue, and white, like the U.S. flag. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Phoenix Wright, for the social commentary about the guy who steals information and blackmail people. It's the United States of America in your game. I love it. Now, 8 o'clock. That's something the clown can read off. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way... Let's not. Let's not make it 8 p.m. Alright, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick. Just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You're so boring. You were pooped that night. Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican... I really cannot say Mexico in English for some reason. I can say it in Portuguese, Mexico. But whenever I try to speak or say Mexico in English, it just comes out Mexico. I do not know why. Judge's name comes from me being Dutch. Honestly, if you did not tell me, I would never guess that. I guess it's the same like Phoenix Wright. It's named Wright because he's always right. And because he always rises above or something like that because he's a phoenix. The double cheese double. Oh my god, I jumped that. I think it's... I jumped that one. I'm not even sure if I want to see it. What happened after that, as they say, happens. That one was school, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. Oh, come on. I've got a good reply to him. The joke was so funny, it just earned you a penalty. Uh,
Hold it.
just happened to glance out of the window? You could say that. You could also say a peeked, stared, glimpse, peeped, eyeball. Mr. Gross. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Uh, I got the save. Fuck it. Exactly. Why did you look out your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday. So I had tucked myself into bed. Funnily enough, Panic's Japanese name, Ryucho Naruhodo, kind of translates to the word that could mean dragon, and Naruhodo means the sea. Ah, I see. Oh, oh, the dragon that says I see. Or sure, okay. I'm pulling a mole here. I'm also a failed clown. It's actually funny because you know one of those things you can share with people like around where I live. Not where I live specifically. You would have to take a bus or go by car. I would say maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour from here. There is an actual functional clown school, or rather, a circus school, and it's something that you see, and to me at least, since I've been seeing that my whole life, since it's in a path that I've taken a long time in my life to go visit my grandma or to go downtown. It just kind of blends in, you know. But sometimes I am reminded of that. Is that where you got your clown license from? No, they kicked me out because I had to do an operation that removed my funny bone, and then it all went downhill from there. Sadly, I didn't make the cut, the clown cut, but it's a funny thing, you know. Like there is a clown, a circus school there, and they seem to be very good. It's not only like clown training. You have like the gigantic legs that people walk around. They do acrobacies. They do all kinds of like actual circus show, and it's really interesting. I think it's really cool. It is a form of art, I guess, and it is a form of entertainment. And I believe that it is like many other forms of entertainment. It deserves its respect for the. I think like maybe a lot of people look down on clowns or circus uh, um, because it's like, oh, it's the circus, you know. We use a lot the circus a lot as like a degrading thing, like not my monkey, not my circus, or when you see a bunch of people you consider weird, you say, oh, the circus seems to be in town, things like that. But then when you think about it, being part of the circus gotta be fucking hard, dude. Can you imagine doing half of the things those guys are doing, jumping and flying around? And magic tricks are not easy to learn. A good magician will blow off your mind. I thought you may have sent a 50.4 Yoda bite zip bombs to your clown teacher. That's why you got kicked out. He made a joke that I didn't like, and I said, you know what? Fuck your computer. It's just like 50.4 Yoda bites zip bombs of Rick Roll until his computer becomes a furnace and blows up. But yeah, I guess I have a kind of respect for the circus. Um, and you could even make a social analysis of the fact that you got Circus du Soleil, which is respected, but it is only respected because it is seen as high art. And the whole element of high art is something that, if you really get your head into, you're gonna start to see that is a lot of classism. Like oh, this is low brown. Not that the word is not low brown. It's more like, oh, this is lowly humor. You know, this is not entertainment for high class. More data than the entire internet holds right now, times 10 million. I'm sure someone has already managed to get that number on Balatro somehow. I'm 100% sure. Like there are people making Balatro scores that the number, the score is just bigger than the amount of matter in every single fucking cell in the current universe. The universe is ever expanding, and people there are making bilateral do calculations that create numbers physically impossible for us to comprehend. I love bilateral so much. When they put letters on my numbers, I know things are real. Once I tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. Sounded like a giant boom. Due to make fun of the circus because they are known for the best job practice. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. There is a lot of accidents that does happen. You could also argue about the element of animal abuse that a lot of circus have. It is a very old line of work that has had still has a hard time adapting to it. But I still think that like just because it still has its merits on the expertise and the necessary I forgot the word for it, on the necessary like practice, the necessary uh your capacity to be good, you know, at that thing. It's not easy mastering the things. People nowadays just aren't built for bigger events like the circus anymore. Yeah, that's kind of a little bit sad to me. I think I do enjoy community things. I think about like theme parks. I went to like two theme parks on my life. One was Beto Carreiro, which is one here in Brazil, and the other one was the Happy Hari. I don't remember. Also here in Brazil. Beto Carreiro. The whole thing is that it's a cowboy dude called Beto Carreiro, and he has a theme park and a catchy jingle on his commercial. And yeah, I do enjoy like places that rely a lot on community. I guess I do enjoy it. So to me, when I think about the circus, I like the idea of a place where people can go to have fun and enjoy a good show. I also love magic. I love magic. I love card tricks. I love sleight of hand magicians. I think it's the best thing ever. I want to learn those types of magics. I just need to buy a deck, I guess, or a magician's kit, or just watch videos on YouTube. All right, let's get back to Mo. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not simply glanced out of his window that night. Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Yeah, that's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah. What you said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Hmm. Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. Should start turning the tables in our favor. Heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. Like I knew a guy who would rather go with me and a group of friends to a concert for to replay all of Halo again the weekend. Well, I'll be honest, those both activities sound very cool to me. We did had like a long time ago during my school years, we had like Halo night, and I do have a funny story from it because every time we played Halo, I locked in. I just went very quiet and became extremely good at the game. I'm not good at Halo. I'm not good at shooting games, but I was very good playing Halo against my friends. And I remember one day I got into the Scorpion tank, and you know when another Spartan jumped in the tank and he starts punching it to destroy it. I was like, okay, so I have to leave the tank, and then he will be able to get to shoot me. However, I noticed that we were in like a little slope, a little ramp going up. So I moved the tank up. I pointed the cannon of the tank down. It clipped inside the tank, and then I shot it. It technically hit the ground and or the tank, and it killed the guy that was clobbering at the tank. It damaged the tank, and it was like 5 good shots from being dead, but it did give me like a couple more minutes with the tank, which was really fun. I'm no means the type of person to go, would you take your eyes off the screen for a second, smell the road? Like, we even offered to pay the hotel fee for him, and all he had to bring himself was a change of clothes and some cash, but it still turned us down. Wait, I think I read it wrong. Well, non-English speaker moment. Give me a moment. Like, I knew a guy who would rather go with me and a group of friends. Oh, okay. Yeah, that also reminds me of one time, a friend, like, we all got together here at my house. Just friendly got together, you know. Everyone here, let's play some games, let's spend some times together. Let's play some board games or just talk the night away. And then one of my friends comes, and he brought a backpack, and it looked very heavy. And I thought to myself, all right, maybe he brought a couple board games, or maybe he brought like maybe like he brought his Nintendo 64, but that wouldn't make sense because I have a Nintendo 64. Maybe he brought his GameCube so we can play Mario Party. I don't know. He sits down, opens the backpack, and pulls out a portable TV. You know those little small TVs? They're bigger than a GameCube around. He plops it in my table, pulls out his Wii, plugs it up, and starts playing Monster Hunter. And I was like, huh. Okay, I'm gonna say something in your defense, Nagito. Just give me a second. I do understand why you would think like that. Like, oh, I come out as a massive boomer. Because I was not someone who would go out a lot. I didn't have much friends. As I grew older and managed to understand how to socialize, I managed to make a couple more friends. I started to go out more. And I do like video games a lot. I love playing video games. But I also believe that there is a moment, like, with your friends, you know, like, you just kind of... It's a very boomer-like thing to say. And I think it's one of those things that you have to kind of either grow into it or feel it by yourself. There is a little bit more than just playing Halo or with your friends or just go inside. There is a lot to experience. You can go to museums, you can go to shows, concerts, you can go to, if that's your thing, you can go to a bar, you can go hang out with people. And I know there isn't a lot of places to hang out nowadays. You know, it's a little bit harder. But there is, like, it's like you said, Halo's gonna be there. You guys can play Halo another day. You guys can go to the concert, and when you come back from the concert, you guys can finish up the experience by playing some Halo. You know, that sounds fun. It is good to add a little bit of variety and to seek a little bit of culture. You know, go beyond a little bit of what we usually do. As I do that from time to time. I do things that I usually don't do. For example, I think I missed it, but maybe it's until next month. I have to check it. But there is an artist, a Japanese artist, the guy that did the Final Fantasy art. He's having an exhibition here in Brazil, and it is video game related, but it's also art related. I want to go. I want to see it, you know, and it's free. I want to see that shit. Like, I went to the zoo with my mom and my nephews, and it's fun. You know, it's fun. Is it more fun than playing video games? I don't think so. I don't think playing video games and going out is more fun. I think it all depends on how you're feeling and who you're playing with and who you're going out with. So, I don't know. I don't think it's boomer-like. I think it's important, like, it can be a little bit annoying for us to look back and see that we are agreeing with the boomer-ass takes that our parents and the other adults had around us, you know? But the difference is that we are learning on our own time, you know? Yeah, I'm from Brazil. Thank you. I've spoken English for the most of my life, to be honest. I've started learning English because of video games. I used to play Nintendo 64 all the time, and I would play with my mom because she knew English, so she would translate it, and I would play it because, you know, she wasn't very good at playing it, but she liked playing Zelda Ocarina of Time with me specifically. And then as I grew older and I got my PS2. I went from Nintendo 64 to PS2 to then Wii U to the Wii and then Wii U. So there's a lot of things that I kind of dump over the content. Nah, don't say that about your Eastern Europe. Come on. Like it's like, I mean, if anyone has the right to say it, it's you. You know. I'm not gonna go around and say, yeah, no, it's a dump of a country, it's a dump of the continent. No, I'm not gonna do that, because I think like some places like Brazil, we have a gigantic fucking problem with crime, colossal fucking problem with crime, and you know, it is a beautiful country with beautiful people, not only in like appearances, but as in the spirit of the people and the community, you know. But, you know, there's every place, even with all the problems, still has its little things that you love, you know. When I was younger, there were a lot of teenagers around me who went through the phase of hating Brazilian things. Oh, I hate Carnaval. I hate funk. I hate not funk, the specifically Brazilian funk, which is different from like American funk. I hate our culture. I hate football and soccer. But to me, it's like I never got to that. I wasn't a big fan, but I never got to that stage of like hating it. I guess it's just different things for different people. I've been to Europe only once. I went to Portugal to visit my dad. And then I went to Italy. I went to Rome. It was really fun. I liked seeing the old shit there. I went to Pompeii. It was really fun. I was like a wild animal. My dad just let me loose. I was just running around, just prodding at the mouth, going like, old stuff, old shit, the Romans. I like medieval stuff very much. I really liked it because of my addiction to Crusader Kings. But your Eastern Europe is not the dump of the continent. I don't think so. Because it's not England. Okay, continuing. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it's kind of sounded like, I guess you could say, Mr. Carlos, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Oh, how do you know that was gonna make a joke? I guess it sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like. Honestly, someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw? Well, I need to think where to press. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. I don't want to press him a lot because You know, most testimony and what he told us yesterday are kind of different. Yeah, I know this. Just got to pinpoint what's changed. You can do it, Nick. I think I have an idea, and I've been keeping this in mind for a while. Um, hmm, he's wearing his cloak, right? So he didn't have his hat. I'm gonna press this. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head. Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random nonsense quitters. What would you say the victim was struck with? I mean, the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. 1 second, I have to reply to work messages. Get it real quick. Yeah, there are things about my culture that I like. I'm making a comic based on that after all, but I direct word at large unless I align with my own country's values. That makes sense. It does make sense, yeah. But I think you can see it that way as as someone who had experience. Also, I hope you have success on doing your own comic. That is not something easy to do, and I always applaud any effort of someone applying themselves to create something, especially nowadays. So please keep on keeping on creating and being creative. Um, there is a lot, especially depending on where you live. There is a lot of things that when you interact with the world at large, when you learn more about other cultures, about history, you do end up seeing things about your own country or your own history that sometimes does, you know, the wool is the veil is removed from your eye. You are influenced by your own the space around you. You know, you are influenced by the people around you, and if the people around you do not open their own minds, hearts, and eyes to other cultures and to learning about other people, other cultures, on other ways of living, that can limit them, and it kind of creates a like a pipeline of ideas, you know, like your forefathers learned something and they pass along to your ancestors, that pass along to your seniors, that pass along to you, you know. So as I grew and I started interacting more, I did went through that, and the way I see it is the way I see it is that we grow, right? But that doesn't mean that you outgrown your own country. It just means that you have a more critical view of it. And with that critical view, it allows you to make more critical analysis. Like, for example, here in Brazil, I do believe that we have a, I don't know how to translate this specifically into English, but we have a little bit of it's not underdog. How do you translate it? How, what's the word for a dog that lives in the streets? Like, yeah, stray dog. We have a little bit of a stray dog syndrome. Well, here's the thing, Nagito. Um, do you see the model I am, the model I'm using? The artist of this model, a couple, not couple, many years ago, because we have been friends for years, right? So At one point, they told me they were never gonna draw art that was not traced, because a long time ago in DeviantArt, you had those artists that would make like bases, so you could trace around them. And he was adamant on that. He was like, "I'm never gonna draw without tracing. I'm never gonna draw without a base." And now look at it. He's making his own art. He's making a shitload of One Piece art. He made my model, and he's making a specific Phoenix Wright model. Sure, you can look at your art and say it's not amazing. Yeah, sure, but it can be amazing. It's not about art, to me at least. It's not if it is amazing right now. An artist is an ever evolving thing. You're never gonna really attain the perfection, because to me the real art in creating art is the ever evolving path you take as an artist. You're gonna grow, you're gonna learn. The bar is not that the bar is low, it's that you have set the bar low for yourself. And it is okay to be critical of oneself. An artist should always seek to better themselves in their craft, in their desire to get better, but you got to be fair with yourself. It is quite amazing that you're not using generative AI. And stick figures, Newgrounds had series made only with stick figures that went crazy. Madness Combat. Madness Combat is amazing. And it was just a little couple guys drawn like in the most simple ways. And now it's like a multi-part series with amazing art, amazing effects, amazing animations. Today, your art is like it is. Tomorrow, it's going to change. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's going to become unrecognizable. And you're not undermining anyone's arts. Don't worry about it. Uh, and sometimes people do get a little bit judgy. Yeah, people would not bat an eye to art that was like, "Oh, this is not good," so I'm not gonna lie that I'm not gonna lie that I say that I don't do that, you know. But I do make an effort to try and support any artist. It doesn't matter how if their art. I could look at an art and say, "Oh, this is not my style," which I feel like is a lot what a lot of people lack today is the capacity of just walking away from something they don't like. Like I look at an art style, oh, this is not really the art style I enjoy, and then I just walk away, and then I look for like an art style I like. Don't worry about it. I like these conversations very much, and it's you have no idea if someone is very good at relaying the stream. It's me, very, very, very much. I derail my own stream very, very much, so don't worry about it. Don't worry. But and it's art. I fucking love talking about it. I go crazy talking about art. But my point is, art is about improvement. Art is about improving oneself in many forms. Um so I do think that you are to be congratulated on the aspect of creating. Any creator deserves to be cherished, especially today with generative AI. If you are creating, even with just stick figures, I don't care. You are creating, and that's amazing. So keep on keeping on, keeping curating, and keep exploring the world. Keep exploring other cultures, other ways of life, and see more and more of how you wish to shape yourself away from the things you dislike and away from the chains that held you back. Your if you are unhappy with your own the culture of your own country around you, but you have things that you like, cherish them and use them as inspiration for the future, as well as inspiration to try to bring change to the world around you. Something like that. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed at night?
Objection!
I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, oh god. If you don't, you know what's waiting for you, a nice penalty. Oh shit, that's like a gigantic fucking penalty. Yo, is it a bit melodramatic? Um, So, what will be then, Mr. Phoenix, right? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? I do have a basis. I'm saving my game. Give me a second. Of course I do. Sure. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason? Of course I will. The reason is the witness' very own testimony. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Most said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated that the following under oath. I kept watching that, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. Most believed when he said that he looked out this window upon hearing a sound. There's no way he could have seen Max clonk anything. 9878, correct. Mr. Kuros, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? He didn't commit. This clown's probably escaped from maximum security clone car. Mr. Kuros, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court? No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog on my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. They do. You just have to peel back the layers off the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog. Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma. Tampering with the witness again. So now we were saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster. Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep. It was on permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Colonels, Your Honor, you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if you don't catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. It was a bit far, but the shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubt in it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. The silk hat, that black cloak. Wait. They were all there. They were not all there. It was the roses. Because, okay, so the ringmaster came out with a cloak, and the cloak had the roses. And the top hat. But here we don't see the roses. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. Okay, so it does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. However, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. I have to believe in that. Alright, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination. Okay, I don't know if they're gonna kill me if I press the clown too much. So I'm just gonna...
Objection!
You say you saw all the Max uppity symbols. I suppose so. Silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo? Everyone knows that the Maximilian Galacta has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay, everyone get ready. All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? Saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. Just forget to mention one. But the ringmaster had the cloak with the roses, so it's a different cloak. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? I love pie. 3.14. What? Silence, you fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, no fractions. Order. Order. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
Objection!
The crime scene was dark. It is obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail.
Objection!
The witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them.
Objection!
Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that's the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. Just toying with the score. Got her on the ropes now. Seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Nope. Your Honor, do you recall trial's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing a snobby 3-piece get-up? Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all 3 of Mac's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. More problems. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointers, but this judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness had stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian alive. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast a doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I am going to request a bit more of testimony. What? There are no contradictions in his next statement. I am prepared to issue a ruling. Ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. There's no doubt in my mind. There was no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. It's alright. We got one last chance. Just one chance. I'll not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. You are going to prove me there is a contradiction with Mr. Crow's statement. You better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. Only on a single shot at this. Gotta be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I need, and I need to save. I need to save because they're putting me against the fucking wall here. If it was Dick Gumshoe putting me against the wall, I would be happy. I would kiss that man. Yeah. Maybe it's this one. It was found at a crime scene, so it means that he dropped the hat at a certain moment, you know. Let's give it a try.
Objection!
Oh, we're alive. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat. Okay, Nagito. Thank you for stopping by. Good luck with your comic. Thank you for the conversation. It's always good to be reminiscent of the past, especially in the Halo nights. Those were fun. I miss those nights. Have a good one. I hope you have a good rest of your day or a good night. Oh, I do. I need to fix that. I do have a YouTube. Let me get the link real quick. Give me a quick second. Every stream is saved there. There we go. Oh my god. The objection is a high tier. Wait, no. What's the voice the guy does? The objection is a high tier conceptual strike where the lawyer traded his sanity for a logic flash, manifesting an undodgeable finger point that severs the witness lies from existence, a technique that remains the pinnacle of verbal warfare in history, with the sole exception of Satoru Gojo. Are you telling me that Satoru Gojo could tank an objection? Are we power scaling Phoenix right now? Because if you guys don't know, Phoenix Wright is in a goddamn fighting game in Capcom versus Marvel. That's we can power level him. Phoenix Wright can defeat the entire cast. Fucking Marvel. See ya, Nagito. Thank you again. Oh, not again. See you later, alligator. Domain expansion. Objection. Yep, that's it. That's the head was hearing at night. No question in your minds? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Mr. Karma? Where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means the silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. No, that's not true! Order! 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 Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor. What is the meaning of all this? What is the meaning of all of this? You're old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You don't have to go around and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, what? Just because you're sitting above me, and no matter how old I get, always be younger than you. They broke the clown. Enough of this child's outburst, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene. What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while.